Part 4, Canvas and Brush Configuration. Alright, at some point we need our script to connect to the brush, alpha brushes, the textures. So we use something called a meta reference, which we'll use the inspector to assign. This will give our script access to those textures. So we need the alpha brushes. We need a reference to the brush material. That'll be so we can change its color or assign a different texture to the brush material. We need a reference to the canvas material so that we can paint on it and assign its texture or get the texture. We also want a reference to the brush overlay so that we can move it around. I call it brush overlay, but I also refer to it as the brush plane in the scene. And just thinking ahead, a mono behavior can implement an onGUI event, which would display our GUI stuff for later. So we're going to implement that, or add a placeholder or a stub. We also want to add a stub for the update event, and this is for later. It's just good to add it in there. And I use the comment macro for my comments, just because I started with Doxygen, and I just got in the habit of doing it that way. Alright, so when we switch back to Unity, it reloads our script, and we can see it picked up our new meta references. We've got the main camera and the inspector, and now we can assign those meta references. Now right now I've got the scene open, so I can assign the brush overlay by clicking on the brush plane and dragging it to that meta reference spot. Now I've got in the scene a reference to the brush plane. I can click on a material and assign the meta reference for each material. So for the brush material and the canvas material. And I can also assign the different the alpha brushes to the brushes array. Now we can save our scene, save the project, and we've got our nice references, so we can use it in our script. Coming up, we'll review materials and creating the game objects.
Booyah!